Good afternoon, traders. This is Brandon. We're going to go over a watch list and a few trade ideas for Tuesday, the 12th, tomorrow. I'll be joining you guys live, so I'm going to make a quick ideas video here, trade ideas video for a few stocks that I'm looking at and how they played out today. First, we're looking at Tesla right here. We're looking at a nice trend line off the low here on the daily chart. It's been holding up a few bodies of these candles, and it finally came back into play today after this huge gap up. We have some resistance marked off here on that 338 level, previously here 3.6 of 18 a few months ago, and it has some trouble today, it looked like. So we are going to be watching that very closely. So the first resistance we had marked off quite a while ago was 334 area here, and as it reclaimed this trend line, this is that lower trend line, and it held support here from yesterday a little bit, had a little dip here, but inevitably just kind of held that 200 for a few days. That 200 EMA is going to be this light purple guy here, and had a huge bounce today, just cruised, so ran right up into that 334 resistance. Once this thing gets over 334, which it should, I'm hoping 337 is going to be the next whole number marked off. As far as resistance goes, it closed relatively strong here, and it's holding the even after hours here, this 332 and some change, pretty much just waiting for the moving averages to catch up, and that's what I kind of did intraday when it had its red to green and move up off the 50. One thing to take consideration here on Tesla, though, on the daily chart, the 9 EMA is coming into contact with the 200 quite soon here, so that is something to keep in mind. If it shies away from that or busts through, it just goes for a run, just be cordial. You really got to watch the intraday play here in volume and movement of the stock. So something to keep in mind there for the daily chart. But so far, less than the 5 days here has been respecting and running from the 200 EMA, and I'm hoping this is going to hold the 50, if not VWAP, and we don't get too much of a sell-off, and hold that, and then gap up, break the 334 area, and head straight to 337 in the morning. But we'll see. That's going to be our first trade idea. Main watch, as always, NVIDIA I'd like to bring up here. NVIDIA has an interesting channel on the daily that we came back into, and what it's doing here is actually 5 minute this. Yeah, 5 minute we made this channel, not the daily. So the 5 minute here has an interesting channel off from last week's time. It hit this low, and about 3 days ago it pretty much set this long wick to hold this trend here. We had some consolidation at that same point a few days ago pre-market before another rip, but as you can see from highs, once we draw this trend line down, it's been creating lower highs all the way down for the past 5 days or so, and it has found some before its run back here, this consolidation support in these 260.20s area. Now that's been a pretty heavy number throughout the last week and some change here. You can see where before this run it had consolidation support here, then it came down about 3 days ago, found support and ran again here. The only time it broke down a little bit low was 2 days ago pre-market, and she kind of fell off, recovered instantly, and then kind of kept the movement up of the lower highs and coming right back down to support again on the 260s or 260.20s level. Now with NVIDIA, I'd like to see if it does happen to hold this channel right here after hours. We're kind of right on the channel line still, whether it holds above that or not. If it's going to be a sell-off day tomorrow, I'd expect it to break out of this channel, go under the closing numbers here at, again, 260.60s here early, hopefully ride this 260.20s again for a little bit, and then short under that. So 260.20s is going to be if this thing rides low and shorts under. If not, and this thing just kind of climbs up, catches the moving averages, and shoots up, well, play it like it has been out for the last week here. Look for a nice pop up into this coming down trend line. I'm going to extend this for the morning. We're going to do a little bit of pre-market analysis for this guy when the time comes tomorrow morning, and kind of see where it's at. But as far as the movement and price action, what it's looking like is it's going to just kind of slowly dwindle down, break out of this trend line, maybe hold the 260.20s area and fall off and have like a decent short tomorrow, because it has been getting a little extended. But it could grab support there 260.20s as well and start rocketing up. But something to always keep on watch there on NVIDIA. BABA is going to be my last little watch here. Has a little bit of support here in the 206.20s. 206.20s has been a very pinnacle number here. You can see at this top, at this trend line, this upper we have here again, 5 days, 1 week, It had some consolidation support here. Ran for about 3-4 days after that, came down, broke under that 206.20s, had stayed under there for quite some time, found a support base where this is a long-term trend line we had drawn out on the daily right at 200, found support, ran all the way back up there, and we again rejected the 206.20s, and then today we broke above it a little bit and came back down. Of course, from last week's resistance, it's starting to shy away from right here. If you can see back here on Tuesday, Wednesday, it was putting in a huge support base here at 207.70s. We got up to that and shied it by a little bit and came back down. I'd expect BABA to hopefully hold the 200 EMA and continue upward, breaking these resistance levels and continue upward. But hopefully that will go this way. And then we'll check it out in the morning, guys. I'll see you in the morning. Thanks.